everyone. Welcome to today's webinar, Level Up with AAFT, Empowering Careers with Care, Career Advancement, Resources and Empowerment. We at AAFT Online are committed to providing you with the resources and opportunities that you need to shape a successful future. And today's webinar is a reflection of that very commitment. Stay tuned as we introduce an exciting course that has the potential to elevate your career to new heights. Today, we're focusing on a topic that is becoming increasingly important in the modern workplace: the growing significance of skills. Let me just quickly share with you certain statistics. As you view and understand this graph, let's just reflect how the dark blue areas here represent the core skills which will remain same in the next 5 years, whereas the lighter blue ones represents the core skills which are expected to change in the next 5 years. Interestingly, when this survey was done, it was revealed that a major 44% of worker skills are expected to be disrupted in the next 5 years. And if we may ask, what is the major reason behind it? Well, the adoption of frontier technologies in about 86% of companies. Having spoken about all this, let's also address the most important question of all. How does all this affect you and me? Basis this data, we need to understand that while technical knowledge remains important, the spotlight is gradually shifting towards skills. Skills have never mattered more. When employers hire based on skills, rather than things like, of course, degree requirements, they create a more diverse and tailored talent pool driven by insights which is absolutely necessary to keep up with the pace of change. With all this chat about skills, let's also take a moment to look at the expected evolution of skills in the coming years. Cognitive skills are set to grow in importance, with creative thinking outpacing analytical thinking. Technology literacy is also among the top skills expected to see significant growth. Self-efficacy skills such as curiosity, lifelong learning, resilience, flexibility, and agility are becoming important. These skills enable us to adapt and thrive in almost all our workplaces. Companies are slowly and gradually prioritizing workers who can blend these cognitive abilities with socio-emotional skills such as empathy, leadership, and of course, active listening. In today's webinar, we'll explore how these skills are being prioritized across different industries. We will also discuss how organizations are designing strategies to A, reskill, and B, upskill their workforce, and how individual learners can, of course, align their choices. So whether you're a job seeker, an employer, or someone just keen, staying ahead of the curve, understanding the importance of these skills is extremely crucial. Let's get ready to dive deep into the world of skills and how they will shape the future of work. It is now time to welcome Dr. Sandeep Marva, Chancellor of the AAFT Group. With 9 world records to his credit, he stands as the visionary founder of Noida Film City and, of course, the prestigious Marva Studios. He has produced the largest number of short films globally and has been associated with numerous feature films and television programs. Dr. Marwa's achievements have earned him over 1,000 national and international awards. As Global Cultural Minister, he leads over 100 media and social organizations, and as Chancellor of AAFT University of Media and Arts, he continues to shape the future of media education. He is a powerful amalgamation of competence, intelligence, and leadership. Let's welcome the polymath of the day, Dr. Sandeep Marwa, to speak his insights to us.
Hi, Sejal.
Hello, sir.
Hi, everyone. What a pleasure to be here today with all of you on this beautiful, well-designed program for CARE, Career Advancement, Resources and Empowerment. 1993, we got into education. AAFT took birth in this campus, and trust me, no looking back. 1993, we decided to open this institution because we had three major points in our head, the three major objectives. Number one, that we really wanted to give back to media and entertainment industry because this industry has given us ample. I just wanted to give back to this industry, which is one of the most beautiful industry of the world. Second major point, yes, we wanted to serve the nation through education. Idea is that we must look into the progress of our nation. Now, India, the fastest growing economy in the world. We are marching towards the third biggest economy of the world, and we wanted to contribute and add colors to this growth through AAFT. Third very important point, that we really wanted to serve the humanity because nothing is bigger than humanity. Idea was, and rather idea is, that we must create some wonderful people out of this institution who can be the torchbearers, who can be the leaders in this country and actually can take the legacy of our own culture of this country to new heights. Well, I am recollecting two very important lines. स्वयं विधाता होवे मानव, अंतर में विश्वास जगाओ, चलो न मिटते पद चिन्हों पर, अपने रस्ते आप बनाओ, अपनी आत्म ज्योति पर निर्भर, अपने सूर्य स्वयं बन जाओ. Yes, what I'm trying to tell you here is that God has been very kind. He has bestowed upon us all those powers which He possesses Himself. Can you imagine? G stands for to generate, O stands for to operate, and D stands for destroy. Yes, the unseen power which has bestowed upon us all these powers. Now it's entirely up to us that which power we would love to use for which purpose. We brought all this concept back to AAFT and we made it a point that anyone and everyone who has been a part of AAFT must be part of this GOD. G means generation. You must be innovative, extraordinary smart, street smart. You should be a creative person. You should know how to create something different from rest of the world. O stands for operation. Yes, you must know how to operate things. You must be definitely a good trainer and of course a trainee. An idea was to put a lot of training into different subjects and make them a real operators. And D stands for destruction. Yes, that means finish, destroy all those ill points which you are carrying within your own self. So you have to have a very pleasant mind and a very loving heart so that you can be called AAFTN. My dear friends, we are very happy that AAFT has grown in all these years and we have created a large number of national and international records. We have trained large number of people from this institution, whether it's a short-term course, whether you are an online, whether you are a degree college, whatever it is. But we're very happy with the results, what AAFT has been actually producing, and our alumni has created a wonderful niche for itself in every discipline possible. Well, my dear friends, when I talk about AAFT, AAFT has some of the very important segments, including cinema, performing arts, still photography, fashion and design, interior designing, we have animation and graphics, we have digital media, we have data science, we have so many other segments, and we are trying to promote each and every one through industries. The specialization of AFT is that we are window to the industry. Yes, once you are in AFT, you feel that you are a part of the industry right from the day one, because we have designed our curriculum in such a manner that you get ample to learn, ample to train yourself, and ample to build up your contacts. Workshops, seminars, symposium, interaction programs, festivals, and industry interface is abundant. We are trying to develop a perfect human being and a perfect professional. That's our aim, that's our purpose, and that's what we are in today. I'm very happy that we are launching a new course. We are talking about career in this course. We are talking about care about our students. Trust me, this care has been with us from day one. We've always believed that a perfect, trained, educated, and a good human being will always be a successful professional in the field. This is what we have always believed in, and we have proved to the world. 30,000 professionals who are working in probably every industry today, they have brought the name of AFT to new heights. My dear friends, there's a lot to talk about it, but then I'm very happy that today we have some of the top-notch professionals today in this program who are going to talk about this subject in detail and also would like to answer some of your questions. I'm very happy to launch this course today, and let me take this wonderful opportunity to press the button and launch the course. Here it is.
Hi guys, I'm your coach Aditya Sisodia, and we shall talk about job search strategies and interview techniques.
Discover your passion, set goals, and own your journey.
Hi, I'm Coach Archana. First impressions are your entryway in your career arena, and I'll support you in curating them with an impact.
Let's face challenges heads on and come out on the top.
So what are you waiting for? Join CARE.
Level up.
Because your future deserves a strategy.
Thank you, Dr. Marwa, for your enlightening words.
All right, my heartiest congratulations to the complete team of AAFT Online.
Thank you, sir. And I'm sure with your words, the generation of innovators and disruptors, they'll learn a lot. And taking your commitment forward, we have this beautiful panel with us, and we'll be diving deep with all of them right
Yes,
now.
please go ahead.
Thank you so much.
All the best.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our panel discussion. Level Up with AAFT, Empowering Careers with Care. I am Pooja Khanna, your moderator for today's session. I am a career coach, AGM Learning and Development with Career Services here at AAFT. Before we dive deep into our discussion, let me introduce our esteemed panelists and provide an overview of our discussion topic and objective. Here today, firstly, on my extreme right, I have Seema Bedi, Director of Career Services at AAFT. With her extensive experience in career guidance and how she has been bridging industry with academia, Seema has been instrumental in paving a lot of career pathways for our students. Next to her, we have Dr. Sangeeta Das Gupta. Welcome. She's an executive leadership coach, renowned for expertise in leadership development and emotional intelligence training. Dr. Sangeeta's insight into professional growth and professional success are invaluable. With her, I have Ms. Archana Prashar Dhaiya, an accomplished image consultant known for her expertise in enhancing personal and professional image. Archana's guidance has helped individuals project confidence and authenticity in their professional endeavors. Welcome.
Thank you.
And last but not the least, we have Kenneth Wheeler, a distinguished career and life coach who has empowered countless individuals to achieve their career aspirations. Kenneth's practical approach to career development has made a significant impact on many lives. Welcome all.
Thank you.
So, setting up the agenda, our discussion today will focus on three main key themes: unveiling the power of personal branding, enhancing the professional image of our youth, and building resilience and emotional intelligence. So, taking this further ahead, we aim to provide insights into how we aim to empower students to excel in their careers by refining their personal branding, their professional image, and their emotional resilience. So, personal branding plays a crucial role, as we all know, and you have been talking about it in CARE also, right? We will be diving deep into these now. I have the privilege to hear insights from our panelists, right? From horse's mouth directly. So, how CARE empowers our students to craft a strong personal brand aligned with their career goals. So, Archana, could you share with us the importance of personal branding, that why we should pay so much heed towards personal branding?
So this is one of my very, very major and very close to my heart. My first question would be, why are you all here at AAFT? It's a brand that you feel trusted upon. It's a brand that you feel that you want to grow up in. That's one of the basic reasons. I, as a personal branding coach, feel that each one of you is a brand in itself. And when you stand there, what is it about you that kind of makes me come and reach out to you? So for me, branding means not just about a brand that we look up to. Look at yourself as a brand, and what is it about you that you feel that you possess is significant. Now, personal branding is a very vast terminology. For more, please go to CARE and kind of read about it. However, I'll give you a small element of it. It's your appearance. Now, it's not only your appearance. It is an amalgamation of all your personality traits put together. So, your appearance, your behavior, your communication, whether vocal communication, whether otherwise with your body language, and then goes your digital presence, which is very, very crucial in today's era, because today we are doing a webinar sitting here, and when we can reach out like this to people, we are getting on and making a stamp ourselves every single moment. Next is your empathy, how you deal with things, how you deal with people, because to me, I believe people buy people. So if you are a brand in yourself, which makes me reach out to you, then probably you are one of the person who has already made that impact. Coming to next is your emotional intelligence, which is very important when dealing in a spectrum, whether we are online, offline, or anywhere. If you can make an impact with a brand which resonates with the industry specifications, then you're right there making an impact of yourself in the world, which is too vast. And professionally, I guess we need to have that space very, very prominent.
True. So now when Archana has already fixed the importance of personal branding, Kenneth, what are some practical tips that you can offer to our students that they can align their career goals with their professional image?
Absolutely. Before I go there, it's a question that I would want to pose to the audience. So what if I told you that the power of your career directly corresponds to how you make and maintain influence and impact on others? Right? So when we talk about maintaining influence and creating that impact on others, it is only through a powerful, compelling personal branding, which is aligned to your career goals, would you be able to make that impact. And when you talk about personal branding, you cannot not talk about Jeff Bezos, as he's famously quoted saying, your personal brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. And that is so relevant. And I think that's where CARE is really making an impact, because some of the most crucial decisions for students in their career stage, whether it's somebody is going to hire you? Are you going to get promoted? Once you're working, are you going to get some strategic projects, or would you be aligned to day-to-day work? All of these decisions happen in a closed room where you are not part of it. So that's something that you really need to care about. The other aspect, the lens that I want to touch before going to the practical tips, is this wonderful quote from Jason Hartman, who says that your career or your personal brand is a choice that you offer to the client. In our case, it could be the employer, and it's a choice that represents your quality, your consistency, your competency, and your relevance and reliability. And these are some of the core keywords that I found having a great impact through this CARE program, right? So I want to congratulate you and really commend you on that. So moving to some practical strategies of how do you use personal branding and align it to your career goals. There are several, but just to point out a few, I think it's important to begin by really thinking and investing time to figure out what is your core value proposition. What is your value articulation? Because once you define that, you're defining your goals, you're understanding and differentiating yourselves in the tough job market out there. You're calling out what makes you stand out. So that becomes really, really important. Once you have these value propositions defined, I think it leads to the next point of how do you really cultivate a personal brand authentic audit. And what I mean by that, it's really like 4 stages involved. Okay. So your stage 1 is how do you perceive yourself, and that's really important. So in order to get an answer to that, my recommendation is that you take a pen and paper, do it the old-fashioned way. You could do it on a Word doc, but do it the old-fashioned way, because there is this great strength when you put your power and write it on a paper,
Definitely.
right? So the idea is you need to pick up 5 to 6, you could go to 10, but these core strengths and skills that you have that makes you different. And it should be a combination of behavioral attributes, which could be reliability, the trust factor, the grit that you have, as well as your skills, since we're talking about skills, whether it's your leadership qualities, it's got to do with your decision-making abilities or critical thinking. Yeah. And you make a list of this. So once you know how you perceive yourself, the next phase of the stage is how do others perceive you? So here what you do is you pick up 5 to 6 of your trusted advisors, your close friends, people you know who will be honest, would not really be holding their punches and will give you the facts, because that's what important.
Yeah.
And you get them to answer the same question. So you ask them, so what do you think are some of my skills blended between behavioral attributes and some of the cognitive skills?
Feedback matters, definitely.
Feedback really matters. Now once you've got these two, you look at the third stage of what's the similarities, what are my blind spots, and then you come to the last phase, which is the most important. Where do I want my career to go or be? Think 3 years from now, 5 years from now, what do I really want to be doing with my career?
Visualizing.
Visualize it. Really think about what will make you happy. Where would you be really excited? And then it's really saying that if I want to get there, this is what I would love to do. What can I do to impact my personal brand today to get me to that level? Yeah. And the last thing for me, I think it's important to think CVR, which is consistency, visibility, and relevance. So when you talk about personal branding and aligning it with your career goals, it has to be consistent. And by consistent, it's really how you represent yourself across different platforms. Definitely. You cannot be different. Even the pictures should be representing the same values and ethics that you hold. And of course, visibility is great for recall value and relevance. So you want to talk about something that's important, that's really aligned to your unique career aspirations.
CVR.
CVR.
That is so powerful.
Thank you.
So coming to Seema now. Seema, because you are the ideator of CARE. So how does CARE facilitate the development and leveraging of personal branding among our students?
So like you started, first of all, thank you Pooja for having me here and launching this beautiful program.
So, like we started, that skills will be the game changer, and that is what the game changing will be in today's industry 4.0 and industry 5.0.
Yes, now we are moving to 5.0.
Yes. So, it will actually discover students to creativity, recognizing their ability.
Definitely.
Then I would say set up clear goals for them and ability to understand what they actually need and how will they adapt.
True,
Yeah.
adaptability is the
Yes.
key in today's dynamic world. So maintaining a polished and professional image is vital for the career growth.
Yeah.
So our panelists will now share, I request you to share some insights on effective professional image. So coming to Dr. Sangeeta now, how can individuals navigate through the stress and anxiety of managing that image also, and what roles does emotional intelligence play in this managing the stress and anxiety here?
Thank you very much, Pooja, for asking this very vital question. When we talk about care as a module, are we caring for our own self? That's the most important aspect. We are talking about personal branding, but then the question is, what is my niche? How can I put myself there? What is it that I'm excellent into? Did you sit down, close your eyes, and then mindfully think through what is your purpose? What is that you're really passionate about? And how can you align your purpose, passion with your profession?
Lovely.
So the 3 P's of caring for yourself is purpose, passion and profession. When you know this, you move ahead. But then out there, anxiety and loneliness is the next pandemic that we are facing. So what is it that we need to do right here? We need to now be where we are in the present moment. Our mind is always thinking about the past or the future. What is it that I can do? Am I really good enough in doing all of this? So Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change that you want to see. So as you beautifully stated, visualization. Did you give time to yourself today, sitting down, closing your eyes, focusing upon your breath, which is aligning your 3 P's together, and then caring the resources which you already have, or we are always looking at the resources which is outside? So image, as very beautifully Archana said, is an inside thing.
Definitely.
So when you think about something which you truly are, you align who you are and the resources you will get within and then without. So how to manage anxiety and stress? Create boundaries. We don't know how to say no. Look for what is your passion, and then of course in the care model you will find that your brain, especially the frontal cortex, gets wired with continuous learning and professional development. So go out there and check for the care module.
Lovely. Thank you. So Archana, what strategies can a student or a youth employ to effectively manage their professional image when they know from inside outside? So what on online platforms today, social media has become a very vital part of our branding and our professional image, and there are a lot of opportunities available from the social media platforms. So how we manage ourselves without being too anxious, managing our inside with our outside?
All right, coming forward, let's go back a little. I think a couple of years when pandemic had not hit, sitting behind the table and thinking that we would be able to make an impact was something we never dreamt of, in the sense that we thought it was not possible. But today with webinars and so much of interaction happening online, I think it's time, or rather I think we've already learned that not taking care of the other side, even on the online platform, is getting a black hole on your image. Now, when we talk about image, image is again like how we discussed, all of us here, we will come together onto this, is all about your inside out. When we talk about inside out, is how you think about yourself, is how it is going to reflect. Only getting dressed and sitting on this side of the table is very, very easy. But to have your core values in place, understanding your personality trait, and I think you will all agree, in a competitive world, even on social media, when we look at so many spaces, there comes a competition level, and that competition comes in our mind. And that is when our anxiety, our level of not being significant enough comes in. So it's high time, let's break it all up. Work on your brand. See what are my core values. I might have 5, she might have 2, and honestly, believe you me, everybody is here to help each other.
True.
Let's ask. We don't ask. So if there is something like how even Kenneth had mentioned, if there is something that you feel that you don't possess, that gap area can be filled. One. Secondly, there's so many qualities we ourselves don't know that we possess. So ask people around as to what do you think that I need to bridge the gap with, or what are my work upon areas. We can't be 100%, so let's not get into the rut.
Knowing your blind spots and your strengths. Sometimes
Absolutely.
we don't know our strengths.
We don't know our strengths. So branding is all about, see, if you don't build your brand, someone else will. So why do you want to give the key to somebody else to unlock your door, right?
Your future is in your hand.
Yeah.
It should not be in someone else's hands.
And why make it complicated also? Let's keep it simple. It's your brand. You know yourself best. We have to add skill sets, and that's vital. But we also need to understand how much can I and how much I can't.
So repository of skills is going to be ongoing, because every day with advent of technology and new mediums coming in, we have to be continuous learners, and new skills need to be added into our repertoire. But Kenneth, coming to you again for strategies, right? So what strategies students can employ to effectively manage their professional image on these online platforms?
Yeah, I mean, I loved what Archana said. You have to be intentional to design and build your brand.
True.
Otherwise, someone else will build it for you. And the analogy that stands out for me, it reminded me, of an analogy that I used to talk about years ago. So thank you for reminding me of that. It's like if you're driving a car, you have the steering wheel in your hand, and you've got someone sitting in the passenger seat. Now, when it comes to decision making on how fast to go, when to slow down, when to change the gears, when to take a right, who would you have those decisions taken by? You, who's got the steering wheel, or you would want your passenger to take those decisions for you? So that's the relevance right over there. And when you talk about online presence, it's the digital world, and digital world today means a few things for us. It's like a modern day business card. It's a virtual handshake. It's a first impression in many ways. The creatives that we build for this AAFT program already had us there with the audience before we are right now interacting with them. And it's a flag bearer of your personal branding as well. So with that in mind, if you talk about strategies, I think it becomes important that you think about building your online presence, which is cohesive. True. It cannot differentiate your persona and personality from one platform to another. So I think that's one piece that you have to be mindful of, while you also be very selective and careful about the platforms, online platforms itself that you want to show up on. So you, as a career goal, if that's my aspiration, then I would really want to be spending more time on a LinkedIn rather than trying to build my personal brand on an Instagram or a TikTok, though it can be done there as well. It can be done there as well. So that's one. How do you cohesively build your online presence? The second aspect would be engage thoughtfully. I think that's important. So it's not just being there. I talked about visibility as an important part, but what do you do when you're there? How are you contributing? What are the comments? What are you posting? Who are you really trying to get into a communication with? Are these random people, or you're being intentional again, like we talked about, to really looking at people who are experts from your industry, the kind of job aspirations that you have, the kind of organizations that you want to go join with. So that becomes like a second layer, which is important. And I believe the third, as a follow-up to this, would be when you put your online presence, I think you have to network strategically as well.
True.
And another kind of analogy that comes to mind is that today, if any one of us were to hire a professional for any services, it could be an electrician, it could be a plumber, it could be getting your car serviced, how do we land and decide who to work with? So you probably kind of put it on the WhatsApp group of your neighborhood. You probably ask your friends. Even if you're going to a particular app that you know I can get these services, you're looking at recommendations.
True.
So it's
Reviews.
You're looking at reviews.
Ratings, reviews.
So the point that I'm trying to drive home is that your network and the quality of what you built with it is also going to land you in a good place when you think about your career aspirations and where you want to be. So that networking strategically, I think it's critical. Not many take it seriously, but you have to be intentional.
So your network is your net worth, and
Yeah, very
your
well
brand need to be consistent and cohesive. So consciously building on to your network and working on it. So when we are talking about, and thank you for sharing the analogy of driving a car, because throughout care we are, taking career as a journey. You will see when you open the modules also, there is a car first coming into taking you onto a road or a journey, because career is not one stop or one milestone. It's a journey of experiences you've been collecting throughout your work experience over there.
Ongoing, continuous process.
It's a
Continuous
continuous
process. So this is how building onto our skills is also a continuous process.
This reminded me of a quote again. Thank you.
Quotes day to day.
Yeah. See, again, building or wanting something is a need that we all have. So there is a quote saying, enthusiasm is common, endurance is rare. So, each one of us, when we talk about branding ourselves, it has to be a consistent, constant process with a lot of determination and discipline attached to it. Because here, we can sit and talk, but there we need to perform. So when performance comes in hand, so all of it together, amalgamation is something that is going to take everything forward.
And it's a journey, it takes time.
Yeah,
You have to consistently create efforts and build onto it. So when we are creating efforts, sometimes Sangeeta, there are moments when we feel low, and when endurance comes in, and we can call it resilience also.
Absolutely.
So in this time when the world is changing, the future of jobs is changing with just a click here, how do we build that resilience?
The moment the word endurance came in, it was reminding me of, we are always thinking about physical immunity. Have we ever thought about emotional immunity? Which actually, goes hand in hand with EI, emotional intelligence. And when we talk about emotional intelligence, we have to have our thoughts in place. Thoughts which are in the present moment, we are mindful, which basically gives us patience and perseverance. Again, the two P's, two more P's. With patience and perseverance, we know that we have put ourselves out there on LinkedIn, we've put ourselves out there on a social media platform. Now, with perseverance, we have to continuously work on it, and we have to be on it. We have to see what drives us, what is that fuel which is driving the engine of our car, because life indeed is a journey. And before we reach the destination, it's the journey which should be very endearing. Lovely. Yeah? And how is it that we can do to work with anxiety? Anxiety happens in two ways. One is free floating based upon situation or person, that okay, this is happening, this is not happening, this is not happening the way I thought. The other anxiety is a static anxiety, which is always there. We don't know what is this anxiety about. So can we again pause for a moment and reflect? Again another P. So pausing is very important, and this pause is temporary because the moment you pause and reflect, that is the time your car again refuels itself with energy. And this energy, which can neither be created nor destroyed, but can only transform from one form to another. So that is when real transformation happens.
That is so amazing and beautiful for sharing this, Sangeeta, with everyone here. So here, Seema, when as an industry insider, how would you rate EQ as a requisite for professional growth?
EQ for me is indispensable for professional growth across industries. And how, for me, it is significant in terms of leadership effectiveness, interpersonal skills, I would say design thinking. Customer reviews is also very important in today's world. And
creativity. All these parameters are, again, like I said in my first answer also, that these skills will be the game changer. And that is what we will be teaching in care. This is what they all have developed in care.
Definitely.
The transforming will be the energy in it, and the learning will be continuous.
The care has been created with so much of love and expertise.
Yeah.
A lot of energy. Yes. Good energy has gone into it, and I'm sure any learner who is interacting and engaging with care will feel that care coming to them. Definitely. So again, Ken is coming to you about what practical tips you can give to our learners here, that how to build on to that EQ.
Yeah. So, I mean, like Rashi said by all of us, and I loved how you put that, Sangeeta, that there is a lot of power when we pause and slow down, especially, and I think that's the relevance for the today's world. When we talk about resilience or emotional intelligence, it's more important today than ever before. Like we're living in a world which is rapidly changing, very fast paced, very dynamic. And you've got these terms that keep coming up, like VUCA world.
Oh, yes.
And now your VUCA world is transitioned into a more popular term, which is Bani world. And that's all because of the evolving and the speed at which things are evolving. So I think that makes it very, very relevant. And especially to me, I think where I want to take this is at the start of your career. You're bound to kind of face more challenges and difficulties in navigating the career path and trying to understand where you want to go. So to me, at this stage is like a representation of a rose. This phase is beautiful, it's colorful, it's bright, it's attractive, also overwhelming. But as the saying goes, every rose has its thorns. So if you get the gist. So that's so that's where just the power of resilience and emotional intelligence come to your rescue. And talking about strategy, since you want me to go there, I think few things that come to mind. One is when we talk about emotional intelligence and resilience, I think it's important to really understand the pace. Again, just the pace at which you are really going forward. So it's always good to kind of take a step back and really understand where am I headed in my career choice. And again, bring that alignment back to it. That becomes really, really important. A few other aspects to look at it from that point of view. To me, it's like, orchestrating a symphony in some way. And the analogy here is And I think this is the part where care really packs a punch. Because imagine if you were to create music and you had the best of lyrics, you had all the best instruments available to you. You have the perfect harmony, you had the perfect choreography also for it, composition also for it. So if everything is well placed, however, if you don't find the right vocal and the voice to do justice to that, to all these best things that you have, it will not make an impact, it will fail to connect with the audience. So care, to me in terms of strategy, fills that very beautifully. You've got diverse perspective of not just one aspect but multiple facets of what will enable and equip the students to really make a meaningful career and be in control. And the sense of control is important, right? Because that's where resilience and emotional intelligence comes into the play.
So I have to take the control because time is also pacing.
Right word at the right time.
We have to open the floor to our audience because they have questions. Please feel free to direct your questions to specific panelist or the panel as a whole. And we already have some questions with us. So the first question, whosoever can take up the question. So I am a screenwriting student and I want to know about the placements. So Seema, I think it's coming to you here.
So, I want to know about placements as in there will be placements happening. Once you're done with your program, there is a team who will be assisting you and helping you throughout your career and get you placed.
Okay, that's superb. There is a big team working behind the scenes to connect with industry and get more opportunities for you once you develop those skills and ready to join the market. So the another question is that being more vocal and sharing the opinions frequently would help in the development of learning of new things that we are not much aware of.
See again, what I understand of this question is communication is key. Understand as humanity we have got these vocals only for this purpose that we can communicate, learn, share, and again it's a ongoing process. So whenever you feel you don't know, ask. When you want to learn something, please go to Care and Learn. We have done a good module structure, we have made it together and it's apparently is going to be very impactful for your growth. So for me, I feel communication is the key.
The next question is on the flip side of this question. So, sir and ma'am, as an introvert, should I show myself as the forefront of my personal branding or my work?
So, it's more about the who you are than the what you do. So, identify on what exactly is that you want to establish with the kind of a personality that you truly have. Showcase the best with whatever you are feeling, and the feelings then show up in emotions. I always say that emotions are energy in motion. So it's never about what is it that I want to do. Am I an introvert or an extrovert? It's just about showcasing your personal brand on the who you are.
Okay, so the next.
Right, and just adding to what she's saying, I think it's a very great point. It's all about, and I think Archana also mentioned that it's really who you are at your core. So as long as you're authentic to yourself, you wouldn't really go wrong, because you're playing on your worth, your significance, and what really makes you impactful to the outside world. Just wanted to add that.
So here I think we have partially answered the next question also.
We have.
So how to differentiate and choose between personal branding and a startup? So when I say it is who you are, your authentic self. So whether you are branding yourself for a startup, for a job, it is your core values should come out as your personal brand, that who you are. We have our counselors also, they can get in touch with our counselors to get to know more about what is there in these courses and dive deeper. It is all available on our website. So I request you to all go through our website and feel free to just dive deeper into knowing what it is.
On this very note, let's wrap up for the day. Though, in reality, your real journey with AAFT online, powered by CARE, begins now.
Hi guys, I'm your coach Aditya Sisodia, and we shall talk about job search strategies and interview techniques.
Discover your passion, set goals, and own your journey.
Hi, I'm Coach Archana. First impressions are your entryway in your career arena, and I'll support you in curating them with an impact.
Let's face challenges heads on and come out on the top.
So what are you waiting for? Join CARE.
Level up.
Because your future deserves a strategy.